we talked about Alabama.
Reaches the college cut for the first time. The first soccer championship is
Roll Tide and welcome everyone to the Crimson Tide production studio right here inside of Bryant-Denny Stadium. I am Kinsey Hughes, joined this week by Lillian Everest. Lillian, I'm not sure if you've heard, I don't know if everyone has by now, but Coach Nick Saban has decided to retire from the Alabama football program.
I still can't believe it, Kinsey. I mean, we knew this day would come at some point, but I'm still not ready for it.
An era is definitely over. The Nick Saban era at Alabama has come to an end, and it was one of the best in college football history.
6 national championships, 9 Southeastern Conference championships, 4 Heisman Trophy winners, and since 2008, the Crimson Tide, led by Coach Saban, has won more games than any other program. Alabama has 199 wins. That's 21 more than the next team, Ohio State with 178.
The news of Coach Saban retiring broke just as we were getting ready to record our show, so we'll go more in depth on Coach Saban's legacy and his retirement on next week's show.
Coach Saban is certainly going to be missed, Kinsey.
He's the GOAT, Lillian. You can't replace him, but we know Greg Byrne is working swiftly to hire Coach Saban's successor.
Coach Saban has put a lot of players into the NFL, so let's take a look at how some of his former players fared this week in our Crimson Tide in the NFL Players of the Week. And we've got some good ones this week for the final week of the NFL regular season.
That we do, and we're starting with the King, Derrick Henry. King Henry finished what was probably his final game in a Tennessee Titan uniform with an incredible performance, rushing for 153 yards on 19 attempts with a touchdown in the Titans' 28-20 win over the Jacksonville Jaguars, knocking them out of the playoffs.
And Xavier McKinney had a huge day for the New York Giants as he had 2 interceptions, one of those coming from a pass on Eagles' Jalen Hurts. McKinney finished with 3 picks on the year.
And congratulations to the Houston Texans and head coach DeMeco Ryans. The Bessemer native played for the Crimson Tide from 2002 to 2005. In his first year as a head coach, Ryans helped turn around the Texans franchise that finished 3-13 last season, and this year, Ryans led the Texans to a 10-7 regular season record and AFC South champions.
And congratulations to Tua Tagovailoa as he finished the season as the NFL's leading passer. Tua threw for 4,624 yards, becoming the first Miami Dolphin to lead the league in passing since Dan Marino in 1992.
And congratulations to Antonio Langham as he is being inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. The Town Creek, Alabama native played defensive back for the Crimson Tide from 1990 through 93 and was a key contributor on the Tide's 12th national championship team in 1992.
Langham finished his career with the Crimson Tide with an Alabama record 19 interceptions and was named the 1992 SEC Championship MVP, named first-team All-American twice, and was awarded the Jim Thorpe Award in 1993 for the nation's top defensive back.
Langham becomes the 23rd Alabama player to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. As we go to break, let's take a look at one of the most famous plays in Crimson Tide history.
In the inaugural SEC championship game against the Florida Gators played at Legion Field in 1992, Antonio Langham made the play of the game. With the score tied at 21, with just over 3 minutes to go, Langham intercepted Shane Matthews and returned it all the way for the game-winning touchdown.
That play catapulted the Crimson Tide into the Sugar Bowl as they won the national championship over the Miami Hurricanes. Let's relive that play with the call from legendary broadcaster Keith Jackson.
Let's settle this one, and that's a cracking good one as Matthews goes back and throws. Intercepted by Langham. He's on his way. Touchdown, Alabama. Antonio Langham made the big play to start the win against the old foe Auburn a week ago on Thanksgiving Day and steps up tonight. Matthews telegraphed that one.
TideTV This Week is presented by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
What a scene at Coleman Coliseum.
Whoever shows up needs to be as loud as they can possibly be.
It is just as loud here at Coleman Coliseum tonight.
But Alabama able to battle and fight and dig down and show toughness and grit.
I thought the crowd was unbelievable.
I'm telling you, this place is rocking right now.
Alabama fans at Coleman Coliseum have been so good all year long. These fans deserve it.
The sellout crowd at Coleman Coliseum was not disappointed. What an unbelievable matchup.
Wow. All the work they've been putting in to absolutely absolutely great competitor.
Just beautiful to watch from start to finish.
I am blown away.
Practice is paying off, and she knows it.
The 10s were contagious tonight.
It's going to be a big number.
And sticks that landing.
Beautiful landing. Oh, my God.
What a moment for the Crimson Tide.
Classes have begun here at the University of Alabama for the spring 2024 semester, and with that we have several sports beginning their season, starting with the 8th-ranked Alabama gymnastics team.
Ashley Johnson's squad kicked off their season this past Saturday night in Fort Worth, Texas, as they competed in the final session of the Mean Girls Super 16 Gymnastics Championships. Alabama faced 5th-ranked UCLA, 7th-ranked Cal, and number 17 Auburn. Alabama began the night on floor with all 6 gymnasts scoring a 9.8 or higher, highlighted by a career-high 9.975 from Gabby Gladio in the anchor spot. Senior Shania Adams earned a share of the balance beam title as she posted a 9.9.
Luisa Blanco captured a share of the title on uneven bars as she scored a 9.95 to push the Tide to their highest rotation score of the night at 49.525. Blanco and sophomore Kara Sturman tied for 3rd place with a 9.9 on vault for Bama's 2nd highest rotation score of the meet at 49.275.
Blanco also earned a 2nd place finish in the all-around with a total of 39.95.
Yeah, you know, I'm really proud of our team and the work that they're putting in. Coming off of a great competition in Vegas, we intentionally scheduled a really competitive matchup to be able to prepare to compete at the highest levels and against the toughest opponents. And so I'm really happy with the way our team handled the adjustments, being adaptable, traveling out to the West Coast, and really being unfazed by anybody else in the building. And they just kept putting their head down and working and doing the things that they could control to lead to a great outcome. And so I'm happy with where we started. There's still a lot more to do. There's still some things to not do when it comes to competing out there on the competition floor. And so we're working to make those tweaks as we move into a big Friday night matchup.
Alabama won the Super 16 Mean Girls with their 2nd highest season opening score in program history as the 8th-ranked Crimson Tide defeated 5th-ranked UCLA, 7th-ranked Cal, and number 17 Auburn with a total score of 197-125. That total is also the 2nd highest score for a road opener in program history.
And with her performance in Fort Worth, Gabby Gladio was named the Southeastern Conference Specialist of the Week. Gladio won the event title on floor with a 9.975. That score is the highest exercise score in the nation so far this season.
And with that impressive victory over 3 ranked teams, the Crimson Tide moved up from 8th this week in the national rankings. Alabama moved up 4 spots to number 4, just behind Oklahoma, Utah, and Missouri, and ahead of 5th place LSU. A great opening weekend for Ashley Johnson's squad as she begins her 2nd season as head coach of her alma mater.
That was a great performance, and the Tide begin SEC competition this Friday night against 3rd-ranked Missouri.
Active hands again. Sarah Ashley Barker can't be stopped.
You gotta love to see it, the energy. The game is out of reach, but it's not out of reach for Sarah Ashley Barker as she's able to get into the passing lane.
Legacies rise from purpose. They're developed through passion, determination, and the power to follow through. This is where ambition meets opportunity. What happens next is up to you. The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
Welcome back to Tide TV This Week. I am Kinsey Hughes, joined by my co-host this week, Lillian Everest.
We've talked about gymnastics and football, so now it's time to head over to the hardwood, where Alabama men's and women's basketball teams were victorious in their first SEC road contests of the season.
Starting with the men, Coach Oates and the Crimson Tide were in Nashville this past Saturday for their first SEC road matchup of the season against the Vanderbilt Commodores. With the game tied at 11, just under 5 minutes into the game, Alabama went on a 22-4 run to jump out to a 33-15 lead. However, Vandy answered right back with a 9-2 run. Then, the Commodores held the Tide scoreless over the final 4 minutes and 40 seconds of the first half as they went on a 9-0 run to cut Alabama's lead to just 4 at the half. 40-36.
Alabama's largest lead of the second half was 13 points and even led by 11 with 3:30 remaining. Vanderbilt outscored Alabama 14-6 to the end of the game, but the Tide was able to hang on for the 3-point win on the road, 78-75.
Alabama led by as many as 18 and had the lead for over 38 minutes of the game, compared to just 12 seconds for Vanderbilt. It was the Tide's 4th straight win in their SEC opener.
Mark Sears led the Crimson Tide in the second half with 14 points as he finished with a game-high 21. The Tide had 2 more score in double figures, with Rylan Griffin scoring 16 and Latrell Wrightsell Jr. adding 11.
A big win for the Crimson Tide in a very tough place to play there in Memorial Gymnasium.
Let's take an all-access look at the Tide's 78-75 win over the Commodores in Nashville.
Oh, it is a great day. SEC basketball is underway. And we are so glad you could join us as the lid lifter for the Commodores and the Tide coming your way in a matter of moments from historic Memorial Gymnasium.
All these people are here to see you guys. They're here to see all your defending champs. Act that way today. Have each other's back. Be focused, but be loose. 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 5, 6.
Gets it off to Rylan Griffin. In the lane, the first basket goes to Alabama. Oh, Mark Sears, the left-handed. Nice rotation jumper. Wide open 3, bottom. But speaking of monsters, Grant Nelson gets down the lane, off the glass and in. Catch and shoot for Sam Walters. Folks, that is 6'10". Another wide open look, and Alabama's going to make you pay. Latrell Wrightsell Jr.
In Alabama, we know #1 offense in the country. Very few teams get out and run the way they do.
Estrada, nice move. Finally on the board.
He'll shoot and he'll score. Oh, Mark Sears, a great play, a steal, and then a zigzag layup move to put Bama up by 10.
Sears, oh, behind the back, off the window. Oh my goodness. Sears is taking this one over.
Estrada to Nelson, lays it up, counted, and he is fouled. It didn't quiet the crowd. It woke up the folks in crimson.
And Alabama wins for the 3rd consecutive time.
First one. Conference, man. We still here. We got more to do, though. That's okay.
On Tuesday night, the Tide was back home for their SEC opener against the 13-1 South Carolina Gamecocks. After Aaron Estrada 3 to start the game, the Gamecocks responded with a 13-3 run to take the lead. Alabama then responded with a run of their own, a 13-2 run to retake the lead at 16-5. From there, it was back and forth throughout the first half as Bama held a 1-point advantage at the half, 30-29.
In the second half, it was all Crimson Tide. Alabama dominated South Carolina in the final 20 minutes of action, outscoring the Gamecocks 44-18 as the Tide rolled to their 2nd consecutive SEC win, 74-47. The 47 points was a season low for South Carolina as the Alabama defense forced the Gamecocks into a season-high 17 turnovers.
The SEC leader in scoring led the Tide once again. Mark Sears finished with 31 points in 10 of 13 shooting from the field and 6 of 8 from beyond the arc. Aaron Estrada finished with his 6th game of 15 or more points as he had 17 points and 7 rebounds.
They were confident. Like, they came in ready to play. Their coach done a great job. Paris, good coach, and they got us out of the gate. I didn't think we were ready to play. We had 4 turnovers our first 5 possessions. They scored 13 quick ones on us. After we got settled in, you know, we did a really good job the rest of the first half. We did a great job. We had multiple 4-minute battles between media timeouts where they didn't score a point in the second half. So that's the defense we're looking for. Moving forward, I did think they got a little tired. They're used to playing so slow when we ran them up and down a little bit. They had some guys that were gassed. Our guys said it. You know, they tried to call some timeouts to stem the tide a little bit. But our guys said that, you know, they're tired. They're ready to crack. Like, let's crack them. I thought we did a good job. You know, in the past, coaches would call the timeout after we've gone on a run, and they go on a run. We didn't do that tonight. Thought they called timeout. We come out of the timeout, got stops, and kept the momentum going our way. So, big conference win. Needed to go 2-0. We got a big one on the road at Mississippi State Saturday. They're going to be tough too.
Stay with us. We'll stay on the hardwood as we bring you the highlights from the women's SEC opening win on the road.
That and more next, right here on Tide TV This Week.
was not disappointed. What an unbelievable matchup.
Wow. All the work they've been putting in. Absolutely great competitor.
Just beautiful to watch from start to finish.
I am blown away.
Practice is paying off, and she knows it.
The 10s were contagious tonight.
It's going to be a big number.
And sticks that landing.
Beautiful landing. Oh, my God.
What a moment for the Crimson Tide.
What a scene at Coleman Coliseum.
Whoever shows up needs to be as loud as they can possibly be.
It is just as loud here at Coleman Coliseum tonight.
But Alabama able to battle and fight and dig down and show toughness and grit.
I thought that crowd was unbelievable.
I'm telling you, this place is rocking right now.
Alabama fans at Coleman Coliseum have been so good all year long. These fans deserve it.
Welcome back to the Crimson Tide Productions studio, right here inside of Bryant-Denny Stadium. She is Lillian Everest, I am Kinsey Hughes, and this is Tide TV This Week.
We spoke earlier about the exciting start to conference play for the men's basketball team. Now it is the women's time to shine as Coach Curry and her squad traveled to Columbia, Missouri to bring home the win in their first road matchup of conference play.
In the first quarter, the Crimson Tide found the hot hands early as they drained 6 of 9 first-half threes and shot 11 of 15 from the field to take a 5-point lead going into the second quarter. Mizzou responded with a 10-0 run of their own as they went into the half deadlocked at 41 apiece.
The Tide would respond in the second half with the remaining 6 of 15 total threes and would never trail again as Coach Curry and company brought home their first conference win of the season with a score of 79-64. In total, Sarah Ashley Barker and Aaliyah Nye led the way with a combined 46 points on 18 of 29 shooting as a duo.
Alabama had 3 players score in double digits against the Tigers. Sarah Ashley Barker led the way statistically for the Tide with 23 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals, while Aaliyah Nye was lights out from deep, sinking 7 of 14 from three-point range with 23 of her own.
Jessica Timmons also added 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 season-high assists in the victory. The Crimson Tide's next home game will be Sunday, January 14th at 2 p.m. against Arkansas.
Our kids did a really good job today of sharing the ball, having 19 assists, on 28 baskets. Pretty special, so really proud of the way we shared the ball, and we were just able to make a few more than they were today because they shoot it so well. But I loved our defensive intensity. I thought we did a really good job of making every shot be contested.
I'll tell you what, Lillian, that's going to be a great in-conference matchup with 2 teams who could end up neck and neck in the SEC standings when March rolls around.
Stay with us. We'll have our plays and players of the week coming up next.
Tide TV This Week is presented by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
What a scene at Coleman Coliseum.
Whoever shows up needs to be as loud as they can possibly be.
It is just as loud here at Coleman Coliseum tonight.
But Alabama able to battle and fight and dig down and show toughness and grit.
I thought that crowd was unbelievable.
I'm telling you, this place is rocking right now.
Alabama fans at Coleman Coliseum have been so good all year long. These fans deserve it.
Alabama, the dreaming is over. California, here we come. Alabama wins its 13th national championship. And the roses in this grand old stadium are once again crimson. And the Alabama Crimson Tide has won its 14th national championship. Bama, the national champions of college football. Time to make a little more room in the trophy case. Alabama wins its 23rd SEC championship. Alabama wins, and it is a Crimson Tide that has rolled on to South Beach, washing up with it. National championship number 15. Alabama again, the champions of college football. Number 1 Alabama has punched its crimson ticket to the new 14 playoff as the Tide defeats Missouri 42-13 here at the Georgia Dome. Alabama heading back to the postseason playoffs. SEC West Check. 25th SEC championship. Check. Alabama wins another SEC title. Bama will win 45-40. And for the 16th time ever, and for the 4th time in 7 years, the Alabama Crimson Tide is the champion of college football. Wow. The Crimson Tide is going to win yet another, their 26th SEC championship. Tua stepping back, loads up, looks long, throws, end zone, touchdown! Alabama! Devontae Smith! Touchdown, Alabama! And the Crimson Tide has once again ascended to the top of the college football mountain. Their 5th national championship in 9 years, their 17th overall. And for Coach Nick Saban, a career 6th national championship, a number matched only by the legendary Paul Bear Bryant.
Your 2018 SEC champions come from Tuscaloosa.
Alabama does it. 10 regular season SEC wins. An SEC championship, a Rose Bowl championship, and national championship number 18. 13-0, absolute perfection. You know, folks, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Alabama is still Alabama.
And the white flag has been waved from the Georgia sideline. Bama, a winner over the Georgia Bulldogs, claiming the SEC title for the 30th time in school history.
That's it. Those are our plays of the week, brought to you by Legacy of Hope. And what better way to pay tribute and honor to the GOAT than to show all of those championships?
6 national championships and 9 Southeastern Conference titles.
The best to ever do it. Now, let's take a look at our players of the week, and there were a lot of great performances from this past week.
Starting with Sarah Ashley Barker. Barker showed out against Missouri with 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists and 4 steals. The win over Mizzou marks her 4th straight double-digit performance and the 4th time this season scoring 20 or more points.
Also, coming up big in the win over the Tigers was Aaliyah Nye, who shot 50% from beyond the arc, knocking down 7 of her 14 three-point attempts as she finished with a season-high 23 points.
Mark Sears had a game-high 21 points in the win over Vanderbilt and then secured his second 30-point performance of the year by draining a game-high 31 points in the win over South Carolina. He shot 10 of 13 from the field and knocked down 6 of 8 from the three-point line.
Gabby Gladio was named SEC Specialist of the Week for her performance in their season-opening win over 3 top 20 teams. Gladio finished first on the floor exercise, scoring a career-high 9.975, the top score in the nation on the floor this season.
Luisa Blanco also put up some big scores, accounting for 2 of the 7 scores of 9.9 or higher. After scoring a 9.95, she tied for a meet high on uneven bars and claimed part of the title. She also placed second in all-around with a score of 39.55.
Those were our Crimson Tide players of the week, and it's safe to say we're going to have a pretty thrilling 2024 when it comes to Alabama athletics.
Between gymnastics and men and women's basketball, Crimson Tide fans have a lot to look forward to, and that's not even mentioning all of the spring sports that are right around the corner.
That's right, and I'm so excited for this year, and a huge thank you to you for stepping in for my man Roger and joining me this week, Lillian.
Thank you so much for having me, Kenzie, and roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide!
This has been a presentation from Learfield,